More than 7 million Floridians live in counties that are under mandatory evacuation orders as we speak.
And we are continuing to monitor the storm. Joining us now is Paul Desi, Fire Chief of the Longboat Key Fire Rescue Department. Thank you for joining us, especially in a time where this is really winding down. Milton already impacting the west coast of Florida, and we're seeing the impacts of the storm. What are conditions like where you are right now?
Well, we're seeing a lot of rain right now and a lot of wind. We're not actually on Longboat Key right now. We are at an emergency operations center in Sarasota.
Okay.
What is your biggest concern right now?
Well, our biggest concern is that we still do have people out on Longboat Key that have decided to stay out there. We did visit those people and try to explain to them the importance of them leaving and evacuating the island, but they have chosen to stay there. And we're talking maybe between 100 and 150 people. So that is our major concern right now. We do have the surge that's coming in up to 13 feet. So again, this is it's really going to be a problem here on Longboat Key.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, for those who are in the path of Milton, whether they were able to get away and evacuate or not, I mean, how should they respond? The difference between really you hear a tree cracking around you versus you're dealing with storm surge effects, how should they respond when they're trying to hunker down in place?
Well, the best thing to do is they need to get to high ground. If they have a second floor or third floor of their home, they need to get up on that upper floor. It's too late now for them to do anything about leaving. We have flooded roads throughout the area, and also, we're talking an island that's about 11 miles long, and in order to get to our island out there, we have to go through other islands. So there's also issues with the bridges, the streets, and what have you. So it is a problem for the people who have decided to stay out there.
And, there are people who decided, yes, I'm going to go to these shelters, which is a great thing, right? What's being done, though, to ensure the safety of all those people who are now in those shelters?
Well, those shelters are actually schools that we have here, both in the Manatee County and Sarasota area. So those people are going to be safe in those areas. They have generators. We have special needs shelters for people. People can bring their animals. So those people are going to be safe in those areas.
God.
Yeah. When these storms happen, emergency services aren't always available to be able to respond. I don't have to tell you that. At what point do you anticipate that is going to open back up, if you will? What does that look like for, the day after the storm?
About 2 o'clock today, we decided to pull our personnel off the island. They are not responding. We're talking police and fire services. We pulled them all off the island, and they won't go back on the island until we get clearance for the bridge for the Florida Department of Transportation for us to go back out there, if we're even able to use the bridges. If not, we'll have to go there by boat.
Wow. I mean, it's such a frightening scenario that we are seeing play out. What type of plans are in place for after the storm passes?
Well, like we said, we have to determine how we're going to get back out on the island and do an assessment of the property. But, we have kept we only know the people that are out there by way of their homeowners association or friends that have contacted us or property managers. So we probably have more than what we anticipate out there. So our goal is to go back to those homes that we have kept track of, where we know where there's people, and try to go there and see if we can get them out of there. That's our priority when we get back, life safety.
You said about 150 residents?
Well, that's what we're guesstimating right now that are out there. Yes.
What would you say if they're watching this, if they still have power, what would you say to them right now to stay the safest?
I wish they would have listened to us when we came to your home and spoke to you, and we talked to you on the telephone. It's unfortunate they decided to stay there, but we asked them to go to high ground. Like I said, if it's a second floor, third floor of their home, to go there and wait until we can get back there.
Paul Desi, the Fire Chief of the Longboat Key Fire Rescue Department, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be thinking about you. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Still ahead on our coverage of Hurricane Milton, it does continue. Our meteorologist Scott Withers is on the ground in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, we're seeing the strongest winds and rain so far here in Tampa. Hurricane Milton's landfall is imminent. Don't go anywhere. A whole bunch more coming up right after this.